We're going to be making this video 20 years later and you still haven't read it.
No, I'll have read it by then.
This video is just going to anger me.
Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Stacy and I am the Chapter Conundrum, and today I'm joined by my handsome husband, Jake.
Howdy.
That was loud. The Bookish Drummer, because we are here to hear all about the books that he wants me to read.
There's definitely a handful that I'm like, it's been a few years that I wanted you to read these, and then some of these are more recent, but these are books that I either think you're going to like or I just want your reaction from them.
Okay. Let me know as you guys watch down in the comments if you agree with him, if you think I'll like these, and which ones of these you think I should prioritize, and which ones you maybe think I should skip that I won't enjoy.
Don't skip any of these. Read them.
We don't
this
know.
year, all of them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's not happening.
Wow.
I have a pretty set TBR this year already of other things that I want to prioritize, but I still want to hear from you what you're excited for me to read.
Oh, I'll give my opinions.
Yeah, and we did a version of this video like years ago back when we were dating on Jake's channel. So I'll have to find that and link it. I think at this point I have either read all or most of the books on that list. So if you would like us to do a reaction to that at some point, let me know that in the comments too. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the books that Jake wants me to read.
All right, first off, we got some books that you were supposed to read, I think, last year that you didn't get to. And that would be the Gentleman Bastards series.
Okay, I've read the first one.
You've read the book twice.
Yeah.
But you haven't gotten to the sequels, which in my mind are equally as good. I still like book one the best, but they're all 5 stars. And I want you to continue the series. It's my third favorite fantasy series behind A Song of Ice and Fire and another series that I'll get to in a moment here.
So you just like all the series that are unfinished.
Yes. But I think you gave this book 5 stars, right?
The second time I read it, I did, yes. I was a little iffy on it the first time. But the audiobook helped me a lot because Michael Page really brings it to life.
So continue.
Yeah, one of these days.
Oh my God. And speaking of my second favorite series and an unfinished series, although the first arc of this is complete, so it does tell kind of a full story. Stormlight Archive. Yeah.
I figured this was making an appearance.
Get to it.
Yeah.
It's
so
on
my 1 to 10 TBR this year. And Fina and I have plans to buddy read it late in the year.
Late?
Yeah, like later this year.
Drop everything and read it now.
No, I'm in the middle of my Red Rising read along now.
Yeah. This is so much better than Red Rising. This video is just going to anger me. And then for my first favorite series, A Song of Ice and Fire, you have read, but you have not read A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is 3 prequel novellas told from Duncan Egg's perspective. They're very fun, lighter in tone than the rest of the series, but still great writing, still great characters, and good stakes.
Well, this is on my January TBR, and we only have a few days left in January, so it's on my plan for this week.
Get to it.
I will, this week.
Don't be putting this off like you did some of these other books.
I plan to get to it this week.
You better. Now we're switching gears completely into a thriller book. We sometimes have similar tastes in thrillers.
I think often we do, but there are exceptions.
This is one that I gave 5 stars to, one of my all-time favorites, and I want to see your opinion on it. The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I've had mixed experiences, but this is definitely by far my favorite Frida McFadden book, and I want to see what you think of it.
Okay, well, so far I've only read one Frida McFadden, but I rated it highly. I think I give it a 4.5 star, and it was The Boyfriend, if anyone's curious. So that bodes well for me. I should hopefully have a good time with this one.
Very easy to get into, lots of twists and turns, especially at the end. I think you'll like it.
Okay, sounds good.
Now switching back to a different gear, into some sci-fi. You've read this author before. You've read his most famous trilogy and a few standalone novellas, but he has another trilogy that I want you to try, A History of What Comes Next by Sylvain Neville. It's the first book in the Take Him to the Stars trilogy.
Okay.
So really just the whole trilogy, but I want you to at least try the first book.
Okay. Would you say this is better or worse than Themis Files?
So Themis Files, I know a lot of people don't love book 3, but that's one of my favorite trilogies. Whatever. I gave all those books 5 stars. I actually gave all of these books 4.5 stars.
Okay.
Mainly because I think they're too short.
Okay.
I think they could have been longer. Some of these chapters, I don't love short chapters, if you know. Some chapters are like 1 or 2 pages. I wish it would have been a bit more fleshed out.
Well, I like short chapters.
I love the characters. I love the story. I think it's very unique. And I think it's got an interesting chapter structure because all of the chapter titles are song titles, real song titles. And this one kind of starts out in the 40s and 50s during the Second World War. And then as the series continues, it goes all the way up until a different time.
Where is this set?
You have to read and find out.
Okay.
But
So
yeah,
I don't get a country?
I think it starts out in Germany, but it goes a bunch of places.
Well, the reason I asked that is because Sylvain Neuvel is a Canadian author. And there's some interesting tidbits of Canadian history that like technology advancing after that era.
Well,
So,
if
I was curious.
if you're interested, maybe check it out. Maybe
Okay.
maybe or may not he does that. I don't know. Check it out. It's really good. Now we're switching gears a little bit further. We don't typically have very similar horror tastes. I would say I'm a more avid horror fan than you are.
I can like me some horror, but I need a tangible character experience, and I need to just feel tension and feel like they're in a high stakes situation.
One of your least favorite horror books, that's one of my favorites, is Carrie by
Yeah.
Stephen King. This book, Mary by Nat Cassidy, one of my new favorite all-time horror authors. This isn't a direct copy of Carrie. Like it's a very different story, but he was very heavily inspired by Carrie,
Okay.
hence Mary. So it'd be interesting to see one of your least favorite books, this guy's, Nat Cassidy's, sort of pseudo take on it. I think it would be interesting for you to check out Nat Cassidy's sort of pseudo take on one of your least favorite horror books. And like I said, it's very different. So it'd just be interesting to get your take on it in that regard.
Okay. Well, I think, to be fair, a lot of my issues with Carrie are that it's a product of its time. And this is going to be a lot more modern, obviously. So that bodes well. But also, I'm not really excited knowing that this is inspired by Carrie.
Like I said, it's very different. Also, the main character is a middle-aged woman. I don't know if that helps.
Well, the thing that intrigues me the most about this is that there are 3 hands in the bathtub.
Did you know that, people? Look at that shit. Anyway, I just want to get your take on it. And I do think you'll like it more than Carrie.
Well, it can't be worse than Carrie.
And then this is a book that everyone and their mom is telling you that you're going to love, but you keep putting it off. It's Blackstone Heart by Michael R. Fletcher. Read it and give it 5 stars and get on with it.
Okay. Well, I'm currently reading Beyond Redemption, so that should make you happy.
No, I haven't read that book. Read this. Read this. We've had this for longer. I've read the trilogy. You need to check it out for yourself.
Okay. One of these days I will. I am excited to. I just have this thing where I put off books I know I'm going to love until I'm in the optimal mood.
We're going to be making this video 20 years later and you still haven't read it.
No, I'll have read it by then.
Another fantasy series that I've read in its totality that I think you will enjoy. I don't know if it'll be an all-time favorite for you, but it's Priest of Bones, War for the Rose Throne by Peter McLean. I really like the main character of Thomas Piety, and I think it has some really dark scenes. My main complaint, because it's kind of a 4.5 star series, is that the side characters aren't all there for me, but I think you'll have a great time with it.
Well, I'm a plot reader, not a character reader, so that bodes well for me. But also, I've had this series recommended to me by other people who have similar tastes, and I tend to like darker fantasy more than you. So I have a feeling I'll have a great time with this one when I get there.
It's 4 books. They're all out. They're all very short. So, yeah, you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a book from a series that I have DNF'd. We have the first 5 books, and I am convinced that you're not going to like it. And I really want you to try it, but you just get to Gardens of the Moon, and then DNF it, and then we can get rid of 5 books. Went bam boom.
They all fit on my shelf.
We just start it. I really doubt that you're gonna like this series. The writing style just does not lead to something that you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna have problems with it. I can see it. If I could bet money on this, I'd bet $1,000 that you would not appreciate Malazan.
Well, I'm definitely going to try it. I'm very curious about it because not only is Erickson a Canadian author, and not only do a lot of my friends enjoy this, but I've heard snippets about stuff in the stories of the series that have me very intrigued. And knowing that there is some darker content in here also has me intrigued.
You're just not going to like it.
I'm probably not going to like the feeling of not knowing the context and not knowing what's going on, but I might find things to like in the process. So it remains to be seen.
Yeah, until you try it, and then you're like, oh yeah, Jake was right all these years.
Maybe, but maybe not.
Just maybe get to it next year. I know you're not going to get to it this year, but just try it next year.
We'll see.
And last, but certainly not least, y'all know, or you should know, that I'm a big Stephen King fan. And you have read a lot of Stephen King. You've read like 20 of them or so. And with mixed experiences. You loved Dolores Claiborne, and you've liked a couple other ones. And then there's some other ones, like I mentioned with Carrie and Misery, that you weren't a big fan of. This one is going to be interesting because it's one of my all-time favorite series. That would be the Dark Tower series. Now, this comes with the caveat that you're probably not going to like book one. Book one is very weird. It's very different than the rest of the series. I don't think you'll have a good time with it. But book two is sort of the catalyst. If you like book two, you should continue. If you don't like book two, then the rest of the series is not for you.
What if I'm like so on book two? Should I continue to meet Oi?
If you're interested, Oi doesn't become a thing until like halfway through book three.
Okay.
So you'd have to push through 2.5 books to meet Oi.
Okay. I might like it though. You never know.
Yeah, there's so many people who tried book one and they're like, oh, this is weird. I'm DNFing the series. But it really gets going in book two. So if you like book two, then continue.
I think the thing that puts me off of this one, or why I haven't started it yet, is because it's one of those series where I want to be able to catch all of the Easter eggs, because that's the type of reader I am. I like having context for things up front as much as possible. And I know that there are some King books that you're supposed to read. I mean, you'll disagree. But some people say, like, you get more out of this if you read certain King books first. And so I think that's kind of why I haven't gone there yet.
The only one that you, like, should read is Salem's Lot. And you don't have to read that until before book 5.
Okay.
Everything else, it just doesn't matter. Our friend read all of Dark Tower without having read any King book besides Misery, and he enjoyed all of it. So you do not have to.
But I'm the kind of reader that wants to, is the problem.
Well, in my opinion, the only one is Salem's Lot. That's the only one. That's the only like required one.
And tell me in the comments if he's wrong.
It's not anything to be wrong about. It's just I disagree with people that are like, oh, you need to read. There's literally people that say like, oh, you have to read all of Stephen King's works to appreciate the Dark Tower, which is incorrect. And then there's people that are like, okay, well, here's like 10 books. I'm just like, just read it. Just read the damn thing. People just make everything so complicated.
Maybe they have a reason for saying that, though.
No, I understand the reasoning, but I disagree.
Okay.
Just read it. Try book 1, and then if you still don't like it, try book 2. If you don't like that, cut it out.
All right. So definitely let me know down below in the comments, what on this list of Jake's are you excited for me to get to? Do you think I will love or dislike any of them? Always want to hear all about that. Do you think he should have picked other books that are on our shelves? Or like, what are you guys most excited for me to read that you know we own?
I mean, there's probably other books I could have chosen, but these are the ones that I've read that I would most love to see you try.
Okay.
And there's books that I avoided, like Lisa Jewell. Like, I love Lisa Jewell, but you don't love Lisa Jewell like I do.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a bad rating and I'm going to make you mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My main two really are finish Gentleman Bastards and start Stormlight.
I thought you were going to say Malazan in there.
Well, that one too, but you just clearly avoiding it.
I'm just not ready to commit to starting a long series right now. I have so many other series I'm in the middle of that I need to work on first.
But you're going to start Stormlight.
Yeah, later this year after I've wrapped up Red Rising again.
But you just said you're not going to start a long series, but you're starting with Stormlight.
When I'm ready. Malazan is not jumping the queue ahead of Stormlight, okay? One at a time.
Brah!
So that was it for all of the books Jake wants me to read. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out if you want to, and have a great day. Bye!